District 9 hasn't stopped capturing the hearts and minds of audiences around the world. But what of its rumored sequel, now 14 years in the making? While a follow-up to District 9 rested on the film's box office success, a worldwide gross of $210 million quickly made that a non-issue. Director Neil Blomkamp started suggesting a possible sequel before the original film had even opened, and between 2009 and 2012, both he and star Jarman Copley expressed their hopes for a follow-up. But as District 9 reached theaters, Blomkamp was already committed to finishing an unrelated script, which would become his controversial 2013 feature, Elysium, casting Copley as one of the film's villains.
Did I get you? Are you bleeding? You was getting that looked at.
Blomkamp then directed his 2015 sci-fi film, Chappie, another divisive yet moderate success. Through the next several years, rumors continued to swirl about the future of the characters Vickis van der Merwe and Christopher Johnson, while Blomkamp went on to other projects, canceled entries for the Alien and RoboCop franchises, his Oat Studios short film collection, and the religious horror sci-fi film Demonic. In August 2023, bolstered by the pre-release buzz around Blomkamp's newest film, Gran Turismo, Copley and Blomkamp addressed the possibility of creating District 10. Copley and Blomkamp have offered few specifics about what they have in mind for any follow-ups to District 9, with Blomkamp at one point suggesting he might even create a prequel instead. According to Copley, as of 2022, they've both completed early drafts of District 10, but he remained cagey on any specific details. Copley also hinted in that interview that the story could rely on current socio-political events that Blomkamp wasn't ready to address, but he might be up to the task in the months after Gran Turismo hits theaters. Blomkamp, meanwhile, has added District 9 co-writer Terry Tatchell to the pre-production mix. A 2021 interview with IGN suggested that Blomkamp is looking to a specific but unidentified event in American history from which to build a new politically themed sci-fi movie, rather than revisit the apartheid scene in District 9. How that connects with Copley's hints isn't clear, but it leaves everything on the table. From America's contentious history of slavery, its troubled attitude towards immigration, and its flirtations with authoritarian leadership. The biggest thing fans seem to want from District 10 is the return of Christopher after he's made contact with the rest of his people. The chain reaction from that event would see the transformed Vickis at the mercy of Christopher and whatever forces at his back, benign or otherwise. Assuming District 10 is still Vickis' story to some extent, with the working title suggesting that the heart of the story would unfold in this new district, we might even see Vickis struggling with his wishes to ever be human again. Vickis has been in his alien form for a long time, and while his wife loves and misses him, she seems to be the only one. So if the aliens make a better offer, who knows what will happen? As to the rest of the story, what the aliens will think of how Earth has treated its people is an obvious hook, along with a look at the aliens' actual social hierarchy.
We have stranded on Earth, and this colony is basically the workers.
But there's an outside chance that District 10 will focus on a Vickis that's been left behind with the rest of the denizens of his district. That could turn the sequel into an underdog fight for acceptance and better treatment, maybe even an Amistad for aliens. Vickis, with his knowledge of both species, could be a perfect focus here. As Copley is already invested in shaping a final script with Blomkamp, it's safe to assume that he and his feckless character Vickis will return. Further assuming that any part of the story deals with another alien arrival, Jason Cope, the man behind Christopher, is also likely to return. Vanessa Haywood, who plays Vickis' wife Tanya, is another safe probability. Beyond that, District 9 had a fairly high death toll, and with the typical risks of corporate turnover, the hierarchy of the munitions group, Multinational United, might undergo a lot of change before returning. That said, it's possible that MNU's CEO, played by William Allen Young, hung on to his seat in the aftermath of the Vickis incident. However, it's fairly unlikely that the Nigerian gangs will reappear in a similar fashion, due to the controversial real-world response to their depiction as criminals and cannibals in District 9. Fans have been chomping at the bit to see District 9's plot threads tied up since 2009. It's not hard to do a Reddit search and find fresh discussion threads every few weeks noting, in awe, how well the movie holds up, while also expressing an eagerness for more. There's often added frustrations at the projects Blomkamp didn't land, and scripts that could have blended his style with other franchises these same fans know and love. Blomkamp's abandoned Alien project is a singular source of that frustration. As concept art has been released in the years since its cancellation, it's become clear that it was going to render everything after Alien 3 non-canonical, and bring back both Sigourney Weaver and Michael Biehn. As more information has come to light, it's continually gutted fans. If the movie, or even Blomkamp's take on RoboCop, had been produced, it might have eased the sting of the long wait for District 10. Instead, fans are waiting for Gran Turismo to finish its lap around the track to see if Blomkamp is finally ready and able to return to familiar territory. But with critics mixed with Sony's big-budget ad for their video game franchise, it may take a big boost from fans and friends to get him there. This uncertainty was recently compounded when, during an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in August of 2023, Blomkamp claimed, "I don't know if it's getting made or not. I don't know if I even want to make that right now. But at some point down the line, it'll probably get made."